video game show. It's a video game show. It's not a game show about videos. It's a video game show.
What day is today, by the way?
Today is
Sunday.
August 31st.
Thank you. Welcome to the GamerCast Network Video Game Show, episode number 105 for Sunday, August 31st, 2008. I'm Chad, and we're here at PAX, recording live.
In the midst of Will Wheaton and his glory.
And his all his
basking in
minions.
it even now.
Wow, you couldn't get better timing.
That's for us, dude. That's not.
We're in front of our live studio audience for this episode.
Do we want to do a roll call question? Just shoot from the hip.
We need one from our forum members or something.
Okay, yeah. NC. Give me a roll call question.
We'll go to the forums for a roll call question.
So also joining us here is one of our forum members, NC454. Speak up and say hi to the people in the world.
Hello.
That'll work. Give us a question here.
What was the favorite game you've seen at PAX so far?
Okay, so what was the favorite game you've seen at PAX so far? And joining us for this little impromptu recording session is Keith.
Gonna have to run with probably Fallout 3 just because it looks really sweet.
It looks cool.
It looks cool.
Blowing people in the face
That's it.
with
Yeah,
shotgun and
That is your great
Dude,
gaming podcast analysis. Dude, it looks sweet.
Wow, so
Yeah.
basically everybody at home, you missed
That's why
nothing.
they tune in. Yeah.
that's why they tune in. They hear me say it looks sweet. No, it's. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, it's a post-apocalyptic game. How many of those are out there? And it's a shooter. I mean, it's really not like it's new or inventive. It just looks cool because you can pick off people's heads, arms, legs, all that. It's inventive because it's more role-playing elements than just a shooter. Yes,
Yeah.
because it has the action points to it, and that to me is kind of cool. Because you use the action points to
Getting
do.
bored. Next.
You yelled at me for not elaborating, and not.
That's enough. I want concise. You
Okay,
gotta keep going.
fine. We'll move on. Actually joining us also is Tom.
My favorite game at PAX was Magic the Gathering and not the electronic one. Because I didn't have a chance to walk the floor yet. I've seen no games besides playing Magic with you guys.
Is the only game you're interested in StarCraft 2?
I didn't get a chance to play it. Like,
did you
the
see
lines at the kiosks were too long, so I was able to stick my head in front of a monitor and I was able to see it. And I was just like, there's StarCraft 2.
Okay. And also joining us is Ivan.
Left 4 Dead looks really cool. It's very dark. There's a whole lot of flashlight kind of movement where,
Like Doom 3.
yeah, kind of like Doom 3.
Everyone complained about Doom 3.
Except you can shoot while your flashlight's out.
It's not pitch dark, where the only thing you can see is your flashlight. But the flashlight helps. You can still see other stuff. It's just darker. And then that's really only in the buildings. When you get outside, it's obviously brighter. You don't really need the flashlight. So.
And also joining us after a long work at DreamWorks, but now has some time off, even though he shouldn't be taking time off, is Bob.
Yeah, well, fortunately for me, my favorite game is Waiting in Line.
Yeah.
And there was, I think I had more fun than anybody because, wow, did I get to wait in some arbitrarily long lines. It was fantastic. The only one game I really got to play for more than 2 seconds was Lego Batman, which was awesome. Though I would like to give a plug for Afro Samurai, which also looked really cool.
Oh, there's an Afro Samurai game?
Yeah,
Oh, the show was sweet.
yeah,
Yeah.
really cool. So I was very pleased to see that. But Lego Batman, the gameplay is really fun.
And also joining us is Phil.
Well, I didn't get to play any of the cool games that everybody's been talking about.
Neither did we.
Today was going to be the plan since it's exponentially less crowded today. The game that I probably enjoyed the most so far is the Wordjong Party. 4-player game, kind of like Mahjong, but with letters, kind of like Boggle. And it's for the Wii, so you use the Wiimote to point, click your letters, make words.
I didn't even see that.
I didn't know it was here.
I
Is
didn't
that the
know
one
any-
with the chicks in the princess outfits?
No, that's
I don't
Rest
think so.
Arcade.
Does Nintendo have a booth?
Yeah,
Yeah, they have a whole
Oh,
booth.
really?
Yeah.
What were they showing for Wii?
That's
Wii
it.
Music.
I walked right by.
Really, no Wii Fit? They didn't have like pads?
I didn't
for
see
your
all
mobile?
I saw.
Actually, Wii Music uses
Yeah.
the Wii Fit
Yeah.
pad. It looked like it was like the bass pedal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The kick.
So you use one side of it for the bass pedal and then the one for the hi-hat pedal. I guess different buttons and combinations of movements for the drum set.
So you air drum.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's annoying.
Before I forget, big props to Mary and Heather and NC and White Assassin for totally tearing up Rock Band.
Oh yeah, you'll see the video of it when we get it up.
Yeah, we'll get some video up of all that performance.
And we'll post their score. Their scores were very impressive.
Crowd screaming, cheering, giving them high notes. It's all good.
My game will probably have to be Galactrix. Even though it's Puzzle Quest over and over again,
Yeah, that
still
looked
it looks
pretty
pretty
neat.
good.
Yeah, Chad and I on the media day, when the media were allowed in a little early, Chad and I stopped by and we both played it for a little bit. And it looked. At first, we were like not impressed, but the more we played it, the more it seemed like it would be very cool.
An extension to Puzzle Quest. It has more sides, but it's all hexagons and more combinations of stuff.
Is it the
And
same people?
Yeah, same people.
It's actually called Puzzle Quest. It's
Okay.
Puzzle Quest Galactrix.
Galactrix. Yeah,
Plus,
it-
they had the coolest pens.
we have other people joining us with this podcast. Anyone else here like to chime in on anything they've seen?
Is this the nerdiest thing you've ever done or seen?
How less cool are we in real life?
Yeah, disappointed. It's like
Because
seeing
they don't make
sausage made.
numbers that low.
This has got to be the nerdiest thing Mary has.
Yes, I have. Besides you, it is the no. I'm kidding.
But normally he does this by himself in the living room.
I can say something that I enjoyed a lot was the forum this morning where they had all of the podcasters from the GCN talking about podcasting, and I thought that was very well done. It was moderated by Chris Palladino, and we all wore our Emilio the Whooping Llama shirts. And I must say that is also one of the coolest things here. The best shirts here are the Emilio Whooping Llama shirts.
So I think that's a ham sandwich, a temple dog on the shirt.
Thank you, Temple
Yeah.
Dog.
Yes, thank you, Temple Dog.
We're gonna have hopefully in the next week or two here some order forms up here so people can order the Emilio shirts.
By the way, that
Jill.
was Sue,
That
and
was
this is
Sue.
Jill.
This is Jill.
I definitely enjoyed watching our group up on Rock Band. They totally kicked ass. The Mahjong word thing was definitely good to play. If you have a bunch of people, like the Xbox Live, the demo that they showed.
Gears of War.
Gears of War.
Gears of War 2.
That looked good, especially like how you could, when you killed somebody, you could actually drag the corpse along with you.
Body shield.
Okay, hang on for 1 second. You know, this is audio here. You guys playing around with the Galactrix pen.
All,
is not gonna
everyone's
be-
smelling the Galactrix pen.
Awesome! Hit me! I need another hit! Give me it! Oh, yeah.
I'll put a picture in their show notes what the pen exactly is, but you can unravel apart the ad thing.
Do it. Both you guys.
Get a picture there, Phil, so you'll put this on the show.
Galactrix makes very good scented pens.
NC, do you want to say anything about PAX? This is NC 454.
My favorite game was Rock Band. That's
Because you know it.
Because you own at it, yeah.
That's pretty much all I played, but I have to say the new drums are a pretty big improvement over the previous set. It doesn't look like you could punch a hole through the silicone, but I'm still waiting for the ion drums.
Arturo here, Jumpman Vargas in the forum. Did you see anything at PAX that interested you?
Mirror's Edge looks really good.
Mirror's Edge.
I didn't get to play it, but I got to watch some people play it. Looks amazing. There's no hub or anything. You just pretty much run. It's a very fast first person.
Yeah.
game. Looks amazing.
Like free running kind of
Yeah.
stuff, yeah.
We're all hoping to actually play games today because we're not one for, like Bob said, we're not one for big on waiting in line. So you just kind of will stand there and watch people play and say, wow, that looks really cool. But I really don't feel like waiting 40 minutes to play the game
Yeah.
for 5 minutes.
And I guess
Any memorable cosplay? Like, because I won't remember next week what I had seen.
The Darth Vader Stormtroopers look pretty cool.
The fruit was good too.
Any good chicks in cosplay this year?
The fruit was a girl.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not what I meant.
did you have any games you wanted to see or liked at PAX, Mary?
Actually, for some reason, I really liked Rock Band.
Well,
It's a damnedest thing.
Well, you can only sing a little bit better.
yeah,
without-
we should say Mary here is a very good singer at Rock Band. And
You'll see.
We played her music on our show before.
yes, we have a long
But
time.
it helps a lot when you have a kick-ass band behind you. Actually, I had a question. I wanted to know what anybody thought about the Will Wheaton. What's his name?
Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton?
Wheaton.
I think I think I can sum it up best when I say we don't give a shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you talking about him or Ken Levine?
Scratch that. Ken Levine.
I can
Well,
edit.
it
don't
doesn't
worry.
change the topic. We still don't give a shit about Will Wheaton. But I thought Ken Levine's keynote speech was actually pretty entertaining. I mean, I laughed at multiple times, and
I was expecting more of a Bioshock-related game development thing. It sounded like his whole speech was like the intro joke for an hour.
Wait, so this is the dude from 2K Boston, right?
Yeah, basically what he did was he prefaced and reinforced his geekdom.
So last year's PAX, because I actually listened to Will Wheaton was the keynote last year, and I listened to his keynote address, and it was kind of growing up as a kid playing video games, going up to the local place to play, the arcade games, and how awesome it was, and his whole life has been around this.
That was very entertaining.
Insert laugh track.
Ken's was similar. It was, how much of a dork he was his whole life. His first kind of crush was on Scarlet Witch. And just how growing up he was a dork and got into Hollywood and then realized that Hollywood sucks, so he got into video games. So he didn't really talk too much about, his company or 2K or Bioshock or anything. He didn't really touch on that.
He didn't say a thing.
Well, next week we'll have a more rounded roundup of PAX, but this is just an impromptu thing.
We're going to actually go try to play games.
Yeah,
now.
we're going to try and play some games today, so I think that
We're going to play games so we can actually talk about it next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying they look cool, because apparently that doesn't cut it by Bob.
The Podcasting Standards Authority would send us a nasty letter if we...
Yeah, we'll end it right now with that joke.
We should stop.
That was a joke?
We gotta send out a ham.
Now there we can end it.
We gotta send out a ham sandwich to the rest of the GamerCast forum community that came out to join us. Brigo and his wife.
Yes.
Zulfikar, NC.
E5150.
Cypher, E51. White 10 and
Happy
his dad,
birthday, White!
Jumpman 23.
Rothbart was here.
Rothbart.
Yes,
If we
Edward.
forgot anyone, we'll get him next time.
We'll get
When we
him
actually
next
can look at the pictures and say, oh yeah, him.
Can I say one thing though? I was just gonna say it's really cool that a bunch of guys who have trouble getting together on their computer to record things every week paid hundreds of dollars for plane tickets, took time off work, and all showed up here at the same time. In Seattle.
And we're all taking a bow.